Palawan is a vast, undeveloped frontier. The rugged beauty and the rural atmosphere combine to make it the last frontier of the Philippines. With very little industry, most families survive gathering forest products, fishing on the seas, or engaging in agriculture to make ends meet. Young men who seek employment outside their family often find work in other agricultural sectors. They can work in the rice mills for $3 or $4 a day. The mills utilize off-season crops like coconut and process it for the cooking oil industry. It's called copra. It's back-breaking work indeed. The government is actually the largest employer on the island. They take care of cleaning the streets with grass cutters. They employ older people as well as younger people. Street keepers keep the place tidy, and grass cutters keep the grass from growing into a jungle. Older people find themselves working late in life just to feed the family. The industrious recycler can earn his living off of people's waste. Productive children are the popular retirement program for older parents. Some young men are able to work with their fathers and take over the family business. Transportation is an important part of everyday life here in Palawan, and so are flat tires. It always pays to have a few extra spare tires up on the roof, especially if you like to take chances when you drive. The roads are better in the city, but there's a lot more traffic. A tricycle ride is 6 to 8 US cents. There are no traffic lights, so you have to be careful at the intersections. The ever-popular tricycle moves a lot more than people every day. Children are everywhere in Palawan. They grow up traveling all over the island and love to explore. If a family can't afford motorization, the hardworking father fetches his children by bike. As long as the driver of a motorbike has a helmet on, he can load it up. The jeepneys bring in passengers and supplies from the outlying areas. The buses fill up with passengers and supplies go on the roof. Visiting relatives is important, so Filipinos travel quite a bit. They are seasoned travelers, always able to get one more on the vehicle and make the group complete. The children of the last frontier also enjoy their toys. They often mimic the gadgets and machines that are around them in everyday life. These push trucks are actually made from old sandals. The soles are carved into wheels. The bamboo shaft gives it steering ability. The children love to put many, many miles on these rigs. When brothers are creative and play together, it makes for good family life. Housing in the city is very dense. One house is right next to the other, often with some neglect to the building code. When fire sweeps through the community, it's often devastating to families. A fire can eliminate hundreds of homes in a short period of time. This is one of the risks and one of the hardships for the struggling family. Some families are learning to limit their size, but many families still number 8 children or even more. School here is actually free, but there's lots of fees for transportation, for materials, supplies, uniforms. Some poor people can't even afford free education. There's also a growing sector of single moms who are abandoned by their live-in partners and can no longer meet the basic needs of their children. Sometimes the child's left with a neighbor. The neighbor's already burdened with her own family and can't give the child the care that he needs. But now that the single mom has unloaded her child, she's freed up to start the cycle over again. Children can be passed from family to family and never learn the love of a mommy and daddy. Eventually, the child can suffer malnutrition and even sickness unto death. In this episode, we're learning what the need is for the children here in Palawan. How can we effectively help the children of the last frontier?